Welcome to the Everything Goez Podcast with TAK, where sports get loud, the takes get hot, and nothing's off limits. From game day breakdowns to way too early predictions, we're bringing the energy every single episode. Buckle up, because over here, everything really does go.
Buckle up, baby. What's going on, Chris?
Who needs three people?
So first off, we're fueled by three natives. Royal Palm Beach, Florida. Thank you again for sticking with us, three natives. This week on Everything Goez Podcast, we break down the action from the 2025 last night's Homerun Derby, make our picks for the MLB All-Star Game, which starts in about an hour now. Then we dive into the darker side of sports, athletes who ruin their careers way, way, way too soon. And some maybe even that, had a pretty good career, but then ruined it therefore after. We'll wrap up with some blended hot takes, including which of the four major sports has the worst draft system. I don't know if it'll come as much of a shocker, but I think NFL probably will reign supreme in there. So yeah, this is obviously just the two of us. Congrats to Ty.
Congrats to Tyler. He's the dad now, him and Lakin. The fun begins,
We hope that they're tuning in right now. I think Brooks, this would be a great little career for him, down the road when he can speak and whatnot.
Yeah, it'd be four of us then. I'll be a lot older, probably have to have a hearing aid or two in.
Oh God. Could you imagine just the quality, like the annoyances that we're going to have probably ringing in our ears and all that stuff? Cause I'm not much younger than you.
Yeah. It's so much fun being a parent. It really is. I mean, you're going to have your troubles and stuff like that, but then you get into the age where they start crawling, walking and talking. And then from there, it's just amazing, enjoy it, because as soon as they get 16 and they fall in love with girls, the parents aren't cool anymore.
Okay, real quick, because I forgot, before we start, let's play the initial sponsor video.
If you're anywhere near Royal Palm Beach, do yourself a favor and hit up Three Natives, their acai bowls, smoothies and wraps. Next level good, like crave it everyday good. They help keep the Everything Goez podcast fueled and flowing, so go support the spot that supports us.
It wouldn't be right if we didn't really do this without a hiccup, I think. So
I need some Three Natives. It's been very hot out here. I need some pick me up.
Well, speaking of a pick me up, I think Cal Raleigh's got a pretty good sized trophy heading back to Seattle after he took down the Homerun Derby championship last night.
First catcher ever to do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible. And then the Junior Caminero came in second. Buxton was up there for the Twins. Poor Jazz.
Where's the Yankees Jazz at?
I think it was Jazz at 3 or 4 home runs. It just that's a tough environment. That's not really his style. And honestly, they were talking that Buxton likes it more. The time threw him off too, because he's way more selective on pitches too. So when it came to the bonus round, he actually picked up probably 7-8 more home runs to add to his total in the first round.
If I would look at the venue. If it was Yankee Stadium and I was a lefty, I'm there. If it was Colorado with the air and the altitude, I'm there. Jazz might have hit 20 and if it was in Colorado. But
yes, that
venue, it was tough to hit him out last night. I mean, unless you're Cruz, who hit one 500 and some feet. I mean,
was it to me, his swing, I mean, I'm sure all those guys, their swings look effortless, but he really didn't seem like he was loading up into it, just using kind of simple hands to the ball. It was amazing to see that kind of power.
That's the highlight of Pittsburgh's, Pittsburgh, anything good comes out of Pittsburgh. So that was nice to see him actually come out and shine. And all he's doing is he's showcasing his talent for them to trade him away, because that's what they do best. They trade away their talent.
Oh, hey, speaking of that, Paul Skeen's starting tonight too. That's another guy that's probably going to show off the talent for another team.
We need him in New York. They need another pitcher. We're running out of arms fast.
I thought the format actually was pretty good. I know in the past, I think it was 10 outs before they really structured to a time sequence. I like the time sequence throughout the rounds just to keep the play. And plus the commercials now, where they still stick to the broadcast, but the commercial is on kind of in the foreground or whatever, however they film it. Yep. I love that setup because it keeps you there. It kept me watching.
Well, NASCAR does that too. When NASCAR goes to commercial, they have side by side with the commercial and the race. You can still see the race, which is nice because, you come back from a commercial and then there's a 15-car pileup. You have no idea what happened. Now you can see everything, and it's good. Most sports are doing it. The NFL should do that. That'd be great. because everyone loves football. It's so short-lived. Go side by side with the commercials. That'd be great. But the thing I like is they keep it moving, where these pitchers can just throw the ball nonstop.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Before they stopped, and they had to wait for them to catch the ball, and it was just a boring All-Star game watching that, because you lost a lot of time during that.
Do you think this wraps up the MVP for Judge? Knowing, like, I guess my point is, do you think Cal Raleigh's going to hit a slump? Or
one knows him enough to consider him as, I don't know. Who heard of him before this?
Yeah, true. I mean, the first to do it is impressive, but you're right. I don't know nationally how many people knew him after, yesterday.
But I think this is why you don't see a lot of the big names. This is the big chance of being embarrassed, just like Jazz, Who expected Jazz to go out there and hit 30 or 20 home runs? I sure as heck did. And he's not that kind of a hitter. But for him to do it, it takes a big set of kahunas to do it, because, you can go up there and hit no home runs, which would be absolutely embarrassing.
I will say, just checking the odds quick, I think earlier in the year, Judge was at like minus 2,000. He's still minus 599, which is like crazy with all the players. And Cal Raleigh's slowly gotten up there. He's plus 360, but it's going to be hard to take that without he's got the name recognition now, but going in, it's going to be an uphill battle, of course.
Yeah. And to me, I think a lot of that has to do with, celebrity style. He everyone knows Judge, everyone knows Ohtani, everyone knows these big names.
What are you looking forward to in this All-Star game?
The American League winning again, like they always do. I mean, I like the uniforms. I'm not gonna lie. The ones they were wearing last night were pretty sharp.
Is it? I couldn't tell the color. Well, I got the colors. Is which team's going to be wearing light or like a white, I guess.
Right, but last night the American League had the dark colors on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always interesting to see certain matchups in the game if you get good pitchers against good batters. You have to watch the whole game. I don't know if I'll watch the whole game. I watched the start of it maybe, and that's about it.
Yeah. I'll probably get through a couple, 2, 3, 4 innings, depending what it looks like. Just to see Twins.
Baseball to me needs a makeover. They really do. I mean, they need something like it's just such a long season. And I know we talk about this all the time, but opening day is is one of the favorites. You love opening day. You could probably get dialed into it for like the first week, and then you just kind of drift away from it because these games don't mean anything right now. Come September and October, that's when you really start dialing back in again. And I love it. October baseball. There's nothing like watching the Yankees in October.
Well, I think they're going to be using the automated strike zone today. I don't know how much that's going to move the needle really. To your point, they made some changes, I think, with the bases thrown over to the first base, the pitcher only getting like 3 throws at a pickoff, which I think helps speed the game up, the pitch clock, obviously, but there's nothing to get away from 162 games. You're right about that.
I said Jazz was great to watch. He was. I mean, if you're looking at line drives and base hits and pop flies, I mean, he would have won the tournament, the whole thing last night. But it wasn't to that.
I don't know if it was him or somebody else, but there was a line drive shot that came like right up the middle, and I swear I thought it was going to pop the camera.
The Phillies in October, just like the Yankees, they don't go all the way.
Well,
just looking at.
We got Phillies fans here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick the NL just to go contrarian. I think it's gonna be cool. I feel like Shohei's probably gonna pitch as well as get a few at bats. Maybe.
It matter though. I mean, I don't get home field advantage for the World Series, but does it really matter?
You're right. I think they could do something better about that too. The winner of it's nice to be able to get home field advantage, but there's got to be something more I think they could do. I
think no matter what, you think about it, if it's the Dodgers that have home field and it's the Yankees playing them, you got to travel no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Take one of the games in the opposite team's park, you have a chance.
I wanted to read through the starting lineups quick. So we got Skubal starting, Paul Skeens starting. Where is the lineups? Here we go. National League. Shohei Ohtani leading off. Ronald Acuna Jr., the hometown, or I guess he plays for the Braves. The hometown favorite. Kettle Marte, Freddie Freeman, Manny Machado, Will Smith, Kyle Tucker, Francisco Lindor, Pete Crow Armstrong. And now on the American League side, Gleyber Torres, Riley Green. Whoa, 2 Tigers. Judge.
Gleyber was a Yankee last year.
Oh, that's right. Who was he? Was he traded or just
I think he's with Detroit?
Yeah. Did they pick?
Oh,
okay.
They didn't respond.
Yeah, they got some big bats. Cal Raleigh after Judge in the 4-hole, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Ryan O'Hearn, Junior Caminero, Javi Baez, and Jacob Wilson. Wow. Okay, that's kind of a weak lineup, honestly, toward the end. I mean,
It's going to come down to your bullpen because let's face it, your starting pitchers aren't going to throw more than 1 inning. It's going to come down to the best bullpens. Who has the better bullpens, National League or the American League?
Jose Ramirez was elected as the starting third baseman, but opted to sit out. I wonder why. But you're right. The depth at the end that's what it's going to come down to. Plus the Brewers, I can't pronounce the dude's name, but that slender guy that starts throws heat just like Skeens. Yeah. I kind of want to see him. Well,
yeah, like I said, it's going to be those matchups that you want to see. You're going to, just like in the World Baseball Classic where you got Ohtani going against Trout and Trout got struck out. You're going to see those matchups. That's what they should do. Instead of American League and National League, they should do like they have 2 captains and they pick their own teams.
Yes.
In the NBA.
I love that because you could still do. Yeah, you could still do it where the captain is NL, AL, whatever. So whoever wins based off that still could get home field advantage if you want. I love that idea.
Yeah.
That would be like, imagine everybody would want to see Ohtani pitch to Judge or Ohtani and Judge batting, 1-2 or something like that. That would be sweet.
Or they should do some other things too. Like other than the home run, they should have like a first to home. Who's the fastest guy to go around the bases or something, or the guys put targets at home plate and look at the arms from the outfield. Who gets closest to hitting the targets? There's a lot they can do to pump this up and make like a weekend out of it instead of just the Homerun Derby contest. I mean, they have the skills competition. Hockey has the skills competition.
Yep.
They should do all that.
Well, they have I didn't even watch celebrity softball match. That's I keep that still, but I totally agree with you. You got to have skills competition there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like devote a day, devote 2 days. You have before the Homerun Derby, you could easily have the guys run around the bases. That ain't going to take a lot of time. Same with throwing into a bucket or something at home.
Yeah, that'd be freaking amazing.
That's why we hope a lot of people tune into here because we got some great off the top ideas.
We need the commissioner of the NBA and the MLB to tune in. That's who we need. He could take credit for all of our great ideas.
You know what? Absolutely. As much as I talk crap about him, sure. If he wants to take half of what our ideas are just to improve the game, I'm all for that.
Just sponsor us for a year.
MLB, yeah. Ty, surprise! We got MLB to sponsor us for a year. That's all right.
Putting up hot takes. Judge is a better captain than Jeter. Never. Where do you get this stuff, man?
Okay, that's gonna come up on blended takes, I think.
Yeah.
That's controversial. Ty, I don't even know if I can side with you on that. Let's drop in this next ad quick for 3 Natives.
Our sponsor, 3 Natives, is serving up fresh, healthy food that actually tastes amazing. From acai bowls and smoothies to wraps and juices, they've got everything you need to fuel your day without slowing you down. Whether you're coming from the gym or heading to class or just need a clean energy boost to listen to this podcast, 3 Natives has you covered. Support local, eat fresh, and tell them Everything Goez sent you. That's 3 Natives, 1192 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Royal Palm Beach, Florida.
Even though he's not here, we still get to hear his voice.
Brooks will be talking in no time. Chris, do you want to kick it off? I know you got some pretty remarkable stats around the athletes.
Well, we were talking during the week, you and I, in our group chat about NFL players that just basically screw up their careers.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name? Quinshawn Judkins with Cleveland, domestic battery. The thing that's horrible is he hasn't even signed his contract yet. There's only 2 players in the second round of the 32 that have signed their deals. And the crazy thing is they all want guaranteed money, which is absolutely ridiculous. Carson, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Schweisinger or something like that, a linebacker for Cleveland, he signed. And Jaden Higgins for the Texans, he signed. And they both got guaranteed contracts, both of them full contracts, guaranteed.
Wow.
Everybody else now wants guaranteed money, and they're not going to sign, which is absolutely ridiculous. And this is the problem with these owners. They give these players as money. They go commit a crime. They get suspended. They can't play. And then guess what? All that guaranteed money is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Make them earn their money just like we do. We have to go to work every day. We have to, do what we have to do. Make them go out and rush for 1,000 yards, get 15 touchdowns, whatever. So many interceptions, so many sacks. Incentive based. This guaranteed money is ruining the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I keep saying this. It's no longer about getting a championship, and I stand by that. It's about getting paid. That's why you don't see these good teams keeping these players around like they did in the 90s. These guys paid. And I understand like Ty and them say, oh, yeah, they got to get paid. Their careers are short. But you know what? Yeah, they do. And they're making millions. If you can't live off the money you're making, that's a you problem,
Well, I'm all for guys getting paid as much as they can, no matter what, just because especially in football and hockey and some of those other contact sports, the window is so small. But you're right. It's like you haven't, especially coming out as a draft pick, you haven't proved anything in the NFL. Nothing.
No, and I hate that. Stop giving this money to the people that just look good because they did good in college.
Mm-hmm.
The football game, everyone tells us it's a faster game. It's different. How many busts have we seen that come up and they get all that money and their careers are over?
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with it because you know what? It's just spreading to other positions now. You see the cornerbacks, they're all making the same money as receivers, 30+ million a year. Receivers are hitting the $40 million mark. When does it stop? It doesn't. And the thing that sucks is the blue collar workers and the people that want to take their kids to go see a game are going to end up spending money they can't afford.
Mm-hmm.
Not right. It's just not right.
Do you want to run through some of the numbers quick?
Oh yeah. Since 2000, then this is crazy. Since 2000, these 731 arrests or alleged criminal incidents involving the NFL, which is nuts. And since 2021 to present, they're averaging 34 arrests every offseason, NFL players. And
4 years. That's 4 years ago.
Yeah, I was looking at the list, and I think right now there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you count Addison, there's at least up to 10 players this year that have been arrested. Which, look, I would be like this, zero tolerance. You mess up, you're done. You're out, And these are your top, right now, the league average is 33 arrests per team since 2000. Okay. Vikings lead the way with 60
Shout out to the boat.
Since 2000 have been arrested. The Broncos, 56 players since 2000. The Bengals, 54. These guys have nothing to better do in their off season, but go spend your money instead of going out and doing domestic assault, having guns in your car, drugs in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom half of the league. This is surprising. The Texans, 16. The Rams at 31. They have 18. The Lions, which I thought have more, only 19 arrests. And then the Saints and the Eagles are tied at 29 with 21 arrests. And the Dallas Cowboys are in the middle. We're at 19 with 27 arrests.
Okay. Well, yeah, you surprised me about Turpin.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, guns and cannabis and stuff like that. What the hell's the matter with you, man? Get an Uber, then you won't get pulled over. Jeez, just stupid. But I just think, with the way everything is, with these guys get a free education in college. They get all their stuff paid for. Now they're doing nil money. They're doing nil money in high school. Come on, there's got to come a point where you have to draw a line and say zero tolerance. How many kids don't get drafted because they only take so many? It should be zero tolerance. You mess up, you're representing not just your team, you're representing the NFL. You make a mistake, you're done. No questions asked. Your contract is null and void.
I feel like somebody like Judkins sadly might get another chance just because he is a rookie. He is young. I know he's at a running back position, which usually you can find a lot of those guys to be maybe fill in. I don't know, but I agree. It's like, come on, you got to have better awareness too at this point, doing so, like just across the board, getting in trouble with like.
My cousin said, just go have a combine down to local jail. You'll find offensive linemen. You won't have to pay them as much.
Yeah. Well,
you have to return them back to the prison every night.
Yeah, they're on house or they get leave or whatever to commute to the games and got to be back before sundown or whatever the case.
People that are less fortunate in this world that don't get the opportunity. You know, it should be zero tolerance. You know, you have the world in your hand, and you're gonna piss it away. You're done. There was your opportunity. Now go to the USFL. Go to Canada, because you're done here now. That's how they need to be. They really do.
I have a sneaky suspicion that when Henry Ruggs gets out of prison, so he was on the road, car crash that killed, I think, a lady and the dog. Oddly enough, I think there was a dog in the car too. I have a sneaky suspicion that he'll end up maybe not an NFL roster, but like UFL, Canadian League, something.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to make up all that money he lost.
Yeah,
because I'm sure when he gets out, there's gonna be a civil suit. I'm sure he's gonna have to pay restitution. You know, he took someone's life. But how old is he gonna be? He's gonna be like in his late 20s, maybe. So
yeah.
And the thing that's crazy is he played for the Raiders. The Raiders offered car services to all their players. You know, like, come on, you're drunk, man. You just pick up the phone, call somebody.
Where is Vegas, by the way, in those? I feel like Vegas should be top 10 in that. Just in the atmosphere.
Yeah, they must be in the middle.
Okay.
Well, they haven't been in Vegas long, so if you go off Oakland, maybe they were in the top 10.
Well, and you had more on the violence too, right? Just at stadiums or just with the cities, I think.
This is stadiums with the highest local crime, like around the stadium. Your Minnesota Vikings are number 1. Your Denver Broncos, which I understand, the Denver Broncos are 2. Houston, Texas, big cities. Again, Kansas City, Seattle. Those are your top 5. Stadiums with the highest local violent crime. Broncos again. You know, Denver, downtown Denver is a shit show. Kansas City, Houston, Baltimore. Of course, there's a lot of violence in Baltimore, and Tennessee. And then stadiums with the highest local property crime, Minnesota, number 1, Denver, number 2, Houston, 3. So it's like the same 3 all the time. And then Atlanta and Seattle, you know.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. They break it down by property as well as all their categories.
The thing that's funny is there's this other category. It says women, they did this poll. It says, women, do you feel comfortable alone or around your team's stadium? The league average was 44% no. For Ford Field in Detroit, 73% of the women said no. Lucas Financial Stadium in Indianapolis, 62% said no. Wow. SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, 62% said no. And then they asked the men, would you feel comfortable leaving your female partner or family member alone or around the team stadium? The league average, 51% said no. Ford Field, 73%. Cincinnati, 66%. And then Tennessee, 66%. And then this was the best one, the last one. This is the one I sent to Ty. Parents, are you comfortable letting your minor child visit a team stadium without you? The league average is 77% no. The Colts, 98% no. The Saints, 94% no. And Cincinnati, 92% no.
I mean, I don't really get Indianapolis. I mean, I've never been to Indianapolis. I kind of understand the Saints, just maybe proximity to
downtown.
Downtown, yeah.
It's Bourbon Street. I mean, yeah. But here's another good one. Fan witness crimes. 39.2% of the NFL have witnessed a crime at or around the stadium. These are the leaders. Your Philadelphia Eagles are number 1 with 63.2% have witnessed a crime. The Dallas Cowboys are second at 54%. Your New England Patriots, which it's usually cold. No one wants to commit crimes in New England. 51%. The New York Giants and the Jets, 47% of the people that have witnessed crime. And then Cleveland at 42%. And then it says, stadium where the most fans have been a victim of a crime. Number 1,
Philly.
Dallas Cowboys. Number 2 is your Giants and Jets. Number 3 is your Eagles, then Washington, and then it's Seattle. So three of your freaking NFC East teams are there. So there's a lot of violence in the NFC East.
Honestly, I'm surprised Philly isn't higher on like property damage either.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Where the stadium's at, there's not many houses around there. It's actually a big complex that has the hockey arena and plus the baseball fields across the street. There's not too much. So there's not too many houses, and it's right next to the highway. So that's not surprising. I mean, there's probably a lot of crime in the parking lot. But you know what? Stop letting people in so early. Stop letting them drink for 5 hours before the game.
What is okay, your experience going to Denver's. How early can you get into the stadium and how early can you tailgate?
You could be there at 8:00 in the morning.
Holy shit, for like a 7, let's say it's a Sunday night.
1-2 is 2:15. You can be there by 8:00 in the morning.
Oh wow.
I'm not going to be there that early, especially walking around with a Cowboy shirt on. Hell no. Although I feel safe here compared to Philly. Philly, I wouldn't even wear one. Screw that.
So how early do they let you into the stadium? Is it 2 hours, 3 hours maybe?
2 hours before, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a lot of time to get liquored up.
Yeah, it's too much time.
Would you be in favor, similar to what colleges do, where no liquor sales in the stadium? I think colleges outlaw, or no, that's changed recently.
Well, you have campuses that don't have alcohol, and I think CSU is like that. It's a dry campus, but it doesn't matter. You're gonna get drunk in the parking lot.
Plus, they want to capitalize as much on that extra revenue as anybody else. So
yeah, I went to a Penn State game once wearing all Michigan colors. That was the biggest mistake of my life.
Ooh,
all day long, just drunk kids just running up to you. Ann Arbor's a whore. Okay, I don't know her. You know what? Who gives a shit? Yeah. But some of them are nice. They'll invite you over, give you a beer, and then But the younger kids, like the student section, forget it, man. Forget it. Go home to your mothers. Jesus, crazy.
Anything else on? So obviously the whole ruining careers came up with Judkins this week, but there's a host of more. Like Jordan Addison's likely going to get suspended 3 to 4 games this year.
I think Worthy. I think Worthy's still looking at a suspension too. The Rice never got his suspension either.
Yeah, because he was injured. Yeah, both the receivers of Kansas City.
Wouldn't that be some shit if Kansas City lost both their receivers for a couple games this year?
Let's see. We're expecting a suspension. Oh, it just says gathering information. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing yet. Let me just check real quick. We're going to do this live. Rashee Rice suspension.
Yeah, that's got to be coming up. And that's the thing. The NFL hasn't been laying the law down early. They've been waiting until it plays out. Because I don't think he's been sentenced or even charged yet.
Jesus. Yeah, he's facing 8 felony charges. There's no doubt he's got to get suspended.
Oh, he'll be out of football. He gets 8 felonies. He'll be going to jail.
Holy.
He'll be done.
Charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count collision involving seriously bodily harm, 6 counts of collision involving injury.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they all fled too. And he rented both those cars and put them both in his name and let his friends. Like, how stupid can you be, man? Like, come on. Where's the parents? You know what I mean? That was like that neighbor that got drafted by the Giants last year. As soon as he signed his deal, he's in a strip club with big wads of money up to his ears like this, dancing and throwing. Like, I would be like, boy, get your ass home. Give that money to your dad and your mom. Stop wasting it on some girls at a freaking strip club. I mean, what the hell's the matter with you, man? These kids.
They just don't learn.
That's the thing, though. These stupid kids, they tape everything. They have their tape and everything. They're committing crimes and videotaping it and getting caught. I mean, come on. How dumb can you be?
They're on Instagram Live.
We drank out of the garden hose. We went down metal slides and got third-degree burns. We were the generation that was thick as skin. We didn't have all this stuff. These kids today, man, why don't you just go tell the police I'm going to commit a crime? You're going to see it on Facebook Live later.
Well, and I do feel like with NIL, it's you're giving money to guys, like you said earlier, that do they really love football? Do they really love the sport they're playing? It really diminishes kind of the love for the game, I feel like, where you're going to have obviously the best of the best are going to rise to the top, but you still have a large percentage in the professional ranks that they just enjoy the paychecks.
You know what's sad? The sad thing is in Florida, they're doing it for high schoolers. The kids are making more money than the coaches.
Oh, geez.
That's insane. Like, whatever happened to education?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need all this money when you're getting a free ride? You know how many kids go to college that don't get a free ride? You know what I mean? You're giving them a free education, even though they don't even go to class. You're getting a free education.
Well, not just that, but all the other sports or the student athletes that they got to fight just to get sponsors or notice.
And I don't feel bad for them. If they go to the NFL and they don't make $700 million, guess what? You still have a degree you can fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
Go get your free education that they gave you at the beginning of this ride.
Yep.
Dan?
All right. Blended hot takes to wrap it up. I think we only got one topic here, and it's of the 4 major sports. Which do you think has the worst draft system or just draft process?
Everything other than NFL. And you think about it, like we talked about before we came on, the NFL, you can watch all 7 rounds if you're interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, you think about it, the top 10 picks are probably the most likely to make it to the MLB faster. Hockey, I can't even tell you where they're coming from. I can't even pronounce half their names. I just watch to see who the Flyers picked up the next day and say, okay, sounds good. Basketball, it's basically the first round.
Mm-hmm.
You can find a gem in the second round, but I think football is the mother of all drafts, really.
Yeah. I can't think of any other draft, or at least of those 4, where you could have somebody from the 1st to the 7th round that could start.
Yeah.
Like, nobody. MLB, like, and this is another thing too, like MLB put the draft, I'm sure it's already scheduled to be in July. They freaking loaded it right around the All-Star weekend. I didn't even know it was happening until it and on a Sunday night of all things.
I like that. He went to Colorado. No, that's where his dad, Matt, was drafted a long time ago. So now both boys are in the MLB. And I think the way freaking Colorado is, he's an outfielder. He'll be called up real fast.
Oh, that would be impressive.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, he's probably talented enough where you spend a year or 2 in single A. That's another thing with baseball. It's not even the draft process or just the amount of rounds. It's the stupid arbitration where the teams have so many years dedicated to be able to kind of restrict the guy from reaching free agency.
Well, the thing that sucks about baseball too is if these kids say, I got drafted by the worst team in baseball, I can say, you know what? I'm not going to go into the draft this year. I'm going to go back to college and play a year of college and then come back and try again next year. That's, I think is it the NFL? It's one of them. Once you talk to an agent, you can't go back to college. I think it's the NFL.
NFL, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Once you talk or once you maybe sign with one, I think.
They should do that. They should do that. They should honestly be like, okay, once you talk to an agent, you're committed. Because these guys go back and they're like, screw that team. It shouldn't be like that. You should be thankful you were drafted.
Yeah. I got to agree. I think MLB and maybe even hockey might be the worst of them. And then you could put basketball right there with it. Whereas football, like we said, there's no, just the depth of the players is so good from 1 to 7 rounds. It's hard to compare the other 3.
Well, the thing about hockey is, like, you don't know the talent. I mean, these kids come from and in Russia, and they play in all these leagues, adult leagues, as kids over in Russia and all these places. So you've never heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
What all the big shots say and the grades they give them. But soon enough, you're going to have college football. They're going to have the transfer portal, and they'll probably have a show for that, so you can see what players leave their team and go to a new team.
Oh, don't even say that. That does seem like it could be a show.
I mean, right now it's a show. I mean, these kids go play 1 year to college, and then, okay, I'm going to transfer. Whatever happened to losing a year of eligibility? Remember, they used to have all that. It's gone, dude. These colleges suck. They're all making millions and millions and millions of dollars. It's no longer about education.
It is good. Yeah, it's good to see the players finally profit in that, but it's not like the whole rules just got to be reconfigured, because you're right. You got to have a penalty if you keep switching schools. Sorry.
And not to mention, you have schools that are reaching out to players in other schools with no kind of penalty and saying, we'll pay you more money to come here. That's not right. That's because now you're definitely making it about the money and not the education and about the playing time. You know, whatever happened about the good old days where you sat on the bench and you earned your chance to play, you know? You worked hard, you know, you drug your knuckles through the dirt, you got bloody knees, and you worked and performed, not just the name and what you did. You know, come on. That's bull.
Speaking of name, I think Arch Manning, for instance, I like that he's going through some of the growing pains there in Texas. And honestly, Ty, you might like this. If Saints, you know, get that number 1 draft pick, it seems like a no-brainer they'd take him.
3 quarterbacks in 3 years. Yeah, but he's another one. When he first went to Texas, they said, we're not going to let him take any nil money. We're going to let him know what it is to be hardworking. And boy, that went out the door when that $4 million popped up in front of his face. Oh, you want to be on the cover of the whatever football games or whatever that? These kids dude. And I understand it. Like they never seen that money before. Some of these kids come from hard situations, but still, if you make everything about money, man, nothing else matters. And that's all they're going to want is money. That's why you see all these rich players, they never have enough of it, and they freaking outlive the amount they have with the 15 houses, the 17 cars. I mean, first of all, who needs a house with like 5 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms? Come on. What do you have? Your bow? I mean, come on. These guys don't know how to spend their money wisely.
I thought Manning was an outlier, just given the family pedigree, but no way. He's barely scratching the surface of what the next group of players are going to be making, which is crazy.
You got softball players. I'm glad they're giving it to women's sports too, but you got softball players making $1 million, which is great. But what about the offensive lineman? What about the catcher? What about the people that don't play those good positions but are still valuable to the team?
Unspoken heroes, the catchers and the offensive linemen, unspoken heroes.
Yeah. And if I was an offensive lineman, I'd be doing a lot of ole. Give me my 30 million.
No way. Get on. They got to help them. That they're selfless though too, so they ain't going to do that unless they really want to see a change sometimes, which is be pretty shameful to do unless maybe in practice. That'd be hard to justify kind of an ole in a game, but who knows?
You'd be ole into the bench. That's what sucks. You got to go out there and perform. But, the thing with these people are, I think these young kids, they need some kind of mentors. These organizations need to sit these kids down. And I'm sure some of them do, but you got to really drill into their head. Your life is changing. Mm-hmm. You're going to be cameras on you no matter where you go. You can't be doing this stupid shit. What? You got to stay home, stay humble.
The number one, you're right. It starts in the home environment and how they were raised, but it also, like, look at the ownership groups, look at the management teams on some of the more successful franchises, and it's no wonder why they're continually in the playoffs.
It takes a lifetime to build a legacy, but it takes seconds to destroy it.
Yep. Like Mahomes is one of those guys that you want, like, teammates probably just gravitate to him, and maybe to a certain extent it was Kelsey before Mahomes or something, and now it's transition to Mahomes. It's like that's the guy, that's the ownership, the team structure that you kind of want to model. Same with the Eagles to a degree.
Mahomes is smart though. He invested in the Kansas City Royals. With some burger chain. He actually bought a part of the burger chain and brought it to Kansas City because they didn't have it there. He's investing his money wisely. The bad thing about him is his dumb brother and his wife tend to make him look like an idiot, and that's the problem. The family needs to stay out of it, especially like Dak Prescott's brother, Thad. Just shut up, dude. You're not his agent. You're not his representative. You don't speak for him. Just shut up.
Oh, speaking of shutting up, I think we might wrap this one up here. Any last hot takes before we close it out?
Hot take is it's hot here. That's the hot take.
Oh,
mid-90s a week so far, and I think tomorrow's supposed to drop to 77 and then right back up to the 90s. Like I said to you before, it could be 100 degrees here. The humidity is hardly anything, and it has like a 40-degree swing every night. It goes down to the low 50s every night. I love it.
Ooh, that is peaceful. That's something we don't get here for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you all for checking us out, and be sure if you're in the Palm Beach area to check out 3 Natives, or at least the Florida area. I think they're regional right now until we get another sponsorship. So again, thank you for listening. This is Everything Goes.
Peace.